Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious. Today we are doing a special video on the channel. It is the Game of the Year as awarded by me, TheMonk, on the Critically Clueless. Now, we have done a lot of reviews this year. We have done over 70 reviews, which is absolutely massive. Now, there's a few rules to this award show, or whatever you want to call it, you know, the awards by us. Is that we can only give the game, you know, the award for the best game of the year if we have actually reviewed it, if it's been on the channel, and if we have done it ourselves. So any game that we've played this year that hasn't made it onto the channel, and there has actually been a couple, including Bannerlords, you know, Bannerlords 2, that was on the PC. I personally played this, and so did Marty. But because we never actually put it on the channel, we can't talk about it, and we cannot put it in, you know, the category for best game of the year. So I have given you a few short run-ins. These are the games that you're seeing on screen right now that I personally have played this year, that I've been impressed with, that I've enjoyed playing. And you know, I hope that you guys have enjoyed playing as well, because I'm sure you guys have played some absolutely amazing games this year. And don't forget, if you don't agree with, you know, my nominations and my choices for the game of the year, then let me know down in the comments. Let me know your game of the year, because I'm very interested to know, you know, what the viewers, what the commenters, what you guys, what the community feel is the best game you have played this year. And 2020 has been a year full of some amazing games, some broken games, some letdowns, some disappointments, and a few surprises as well. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to give you my top 3 games of the year, obviously finishing on the single greatest game I have played all year, and why. You know, hopefully you guys agree with me. If you don't forget, let me know down in the comments. I'd be very interested to know what exactly it is you think of this video. We plan to do this every year. This is the first year that we've actually been up and running anyway, so this is the first time we've been able to do, you know, the best game of the year. So in third place for me, it's the one and only, the recently released Empire of Sin. Now, it has to be mentioned that obviously this game was not perfect. There were bugs in this game, you know, and this game doesn't necessarily run particularly smoothly. However, for me, it is one of the most unique games I've played this year. I cannot think of another Mafia turn-based game. It's a real good blend. If anyone hasn't played it, I am really surprised. You know, pick this game up. Yes, it may not be you know, the perfect game, but it's not a full price game either. You know, it's made by a smaller studio. This is actually a really good game. It's got a great community around it as well. The devs are extremely helpful, always happy to answer questions. There's actually, you know, a public Discord everyone can join to talk about this game and to get pointers and tips, and, you know, actually sit down and chat with the devs. The devs do live streams on Twitch all the time. This is a great game that this year has recently released and will in 2021, I'm sure, be an absolutely amazing and better game than it currently is. Now, we've already received some patches. We already know about some DLCs coming out, and we already know that this game is going to evolve. It's going to be heavily modded on the PC as well. It's a game that I'm really excited about, a game that I've been waiting for all year, and after putting in a hell of a lot of hours in this game, I've got to say this game for me deserved my number 3 spot this year. So this is my number 3 best game of the year. I happen to love turn-based combat games, and this game done it pretty well. You know, the actual Mafia side of this game, the genre that's set in, appeals to me massively. I must have played every single gangster and Mafia game out there currently, and this game does what it does really well. Like I said, this isn't actually a full price game, so if you haven't tested out and tried this game yet, I highly recommend you pick it up and give it a go. It's definitely worth a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to actually get into. And in number 2, we have got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, me personally, I am a massive fan of Vikings. I've watched all the TV shows and I would say I've played all the games, but I mean, come on, how many Viking games are actually out there? This is an Assassin's Creed game, of course, but it does the Viking stuff particularly well. There was a few visual glitches on this game, but honestly, this was a very good complete package. What they wanted to deliver on, they delivered on. This game is a very smooth game. It's absolutely massive. It's very dense. You know, the map may not be Odyssey big, but considering most of the area in this game is land, you know, it kind of is that big. This game is very dense. You can't go too many places without bumping into some kind of event or some kind of activity. The voice acting is absolutely amazing. This game looks great. It sounds great. It plays amazingly. The combat is very, very smooth, very, very familiar. If you've played an Assassin's Creed game, you kind of know what you're into. Of course, I'm talking about the last three. All the ones before that was completely different combat. But I personally absolutely love this game. I reviewed this game on the channel. We've done multiple videos as well. This is one of the highest rated games of the year as well. And, you know, I'm really grateful that I managed to actually play this game, and we got given this game this year because when it comes to Viking games, I guess this is the best game that they have ever made. I actually really liked the mini game that was actually within this game, the dice game, the Yule Log. I spent entirely too much time in that game. And for me, sometimes it's the mini games that make a game great. You know what I mean? There's been quite a few games over the years that have brought out a great mini game, and I particularly like this. Unfortunately, you can't actually buy the dice. Yes, I have been sad enough to try and look for that one. Maybe Ubisoft, you need to hopefully be watching this video and bring out the dice game, because I, for one, would definitely buy it. So this is in my number 2 spot, guys. What do you think? Put that down in the comments and let me know of what you think of the video so far. Okay, so in number 1 spot, if you haven't guessed it yet, is Wasteland 3. Yes, that is right. My greatest game of the year is Wasteland 3. It's a turn-based RPG. If you ask me, this is one of the best RPGs I've probably ever played. This game goes into so much depth with the RPG side. You know, you can really craft your character, which is brilliant. The world itself is really deep world, full of lore. Loads of things that you can do in this game when it comes to actually, you know, setting up your character, how you want to do it, how it comes to interacting with the other NPCs around the wasteland. The little competitions that they've put, well, they've put in a competition within this game right at the beginning, the Golden Scorpion, that was amazing too. The community itself, the wasteland community itself, is so nice. Everyone just wants to help each other out. And the devs themselves as well, the actual team behind Wasteland 3, they have done so much to try and get this game to be as good as it is. Now, yes, unfortunately, when this game released, you know, it was a little bit broken. In fact, it was a lot bit broken. And, you know, there were definitely some problems with this game, and today there is still problems with this game. But I'm not saying that this is the most perfect game of the year. I'm not saying that this is the perfect game of all time, but for me, this is the best game that I have personally played all year round. And I've played this a lot. I've played, you know, a hell of a lot of hours have been put into this game. I've completed this game quite a few times now. And I also love how much the development team have actually put in the effort. Now, since release, this game has had probably almost a dozen patches and updates. There have been a lot that they have tried to fix about this game and improve upon. Next year, going into 2021, we know that there's going to be a DLC coming out, or DLCs coming out. There's going to be extra content coming out. I believe this game has been delivered upon. Now, yeah, it's, you know, it's maybe not a AAA rated game. It was definitely priced that way. But, you know, again, this wasn't a 10 out of 10 from me. This was a 7.5 out of 10, I believe. And honestly, I've got to say this was a great game. If you guys haven't played this game yet, you know, maybe you played Empire Sin, I don't know, you know, give this game a go. It's a great turn-based RPG. It's one of those games that you don't expect to be as good as it is. I never expected it to be as good as it was. I've played Wasteland 2, for instance. You know, I knew this game was coming out this year. I was excited about this game coming out. And if you're a fan of the Fallout franchise at all, then you will probably definitely enjoy this game. There are some really interesting, quirky things that happen within this game that just don't happen in a lot of games. If you've played this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, then maybe check out a few of my videos. I've only made, I don't know, about 70 Wasteland 3 videos so far this year. But yeah, guys, so that's it. You know, we've done 3, 2, 1. This is the best game I've played all year. This gets my award for the greatest game of the year. Hopefully you guys agree. You know, if you don't, I'm sure you have a game that maybe you would like to get mentioned. I did show a lot of my favourite games this year so far at the beginning of the video. Cyberpunk just unfortunately missed the cut for me. And the same with Grounded and you know, Star Wars Squadrons. There was a lot of good games that come out this year that were unexpected, you know, unexpected successes. And of course then we had games that just plain old disappointed us, and again that's a shame as well. But this has been a crazy year and a very unique year. I think everyone can accept that 2020 has not been the best year by any standard at all. And that goes for gaming, that goes for life, unfortunately. But we did also wanted to say a massive thank you for the continued support on this channel. You know, we're over a year old now. We've come a hell of a long way. You know, we're approaching 1,000 subscribers now, which is absolutely massive for us. We didn't think we would get here, and we wouldn't have got here if it wasn't for you guys and your support as well. But I've been the Monk, and we have been the Critically Curious, and guys, we will see you in the new year with more games, more reviews, more tricks and trips and exploits, and anything else to do with gaming we can possibly fit on this channel. Thanks for the support, and we'll catch you later.